What's up, guys? Welcome back to Hot and Chopsticks. Thank you so much for tuning in. Guys, get ready because we are doing another barbecue video today. Now, previously we did the best Texas-style barbecue restaurant in Orlando. It has amazing reviews. The food was actually really, really good. Some things were a little bit over-seasoned, but it definitely beats being under-seasoned. So when we did that video, we had a lot of people message me and let me know of different places that I need to try out if I thought that place was good. I think one of them is Polite Pig, which I think is in Disney Springs. There's another one that's called Mission Barbecue, which is a pretty decently sized franchise that people were recommending for me to check out. But a thought hit me and I was like, hey, you know what? I mean, that's great and all. Texas barbecue, delicious. I've never been to Texas. I can't wait until we do a video there in the future and try the food there. I've heard it's just out of this world. But something that came to mind is we haven't done a Southern barbecue video. And you guys got it. That's today's video. We're gonna be going to what's considered one of the best. It's not in Orlando, it's in St. Cloud, which is a small town. But this place is called Granny's Southern Smokehouse, and it's supposed to be one of the best Southern barbecues that you can get in and around Orlando. And you guys guessed it, we're heading there today, and I'm super excited to try out their wings, their brisket if they have some, their ribs, French fries. They have like loaded French fries, which we're gonna try out. Man, I can't wait, but I'm starving. Enough talking, let's head out. All right, guys, awesome. We are here. I'm really excited. We ended up ordering quite a few different items. One of the things that we ordered was their actual largest combo that they have, which includes every type of meat that you can get with 2 sides. We ended up getting their loaded fries, which I believe it's called the barbecue split. You have 2 options when you get it. You can either get it with pulled pork on the top of the fries or brisket on top of the fries. When they said brisket, I was like, we're doing brisket. It doesn't matter. We want to try that out. And then we also ordered a small order of coleslaw to try out. For the sides, we ended up getting mac and cheese. Apparently their mac and cheese here is really, really good. As well as we decided to go ahead and try to get their corn casserole, which I also heard really good things about. So we're gonna have a huge variety of things. They have a ton of different items. As you guys saw in the intro, there is the menu there if you guys wanna pause it. But they have a ton of different items. And in pricing, honestly, I think I bought food for like 4 or 5 people, but I wanted to make sure I had a huge variety just for you guys so we could really see this place. As soon as you come in, this honestly feels like you're at a grandma's house, pretty much, which is funny given the name, but it's honestly very homey looking. It's very small. The restaurant looks like it's an old little house that's inside of an actual old school neighborhood. It kind of reminds me of Louisiana almost, like maybe, I wouldn't quite say New Orleans, but maybe some of the towns around New Orleans. So I mean, that just impresses me right off the bat, because usually the places like that have some of the best food. So with that said, enough talking. I'm gonna go ahead and wait for the food to come out. All right, guys, awesome. So most of the food's out, and the smell that's radiating from this food is phenomenal. My mouth is watering. You guys gotta check this out. All right, guys, you gotta take a look at this. This is their Texas toast right here with some of their barbecue sauce that you can use. This is the slam right here. It's called the Granddaddy Slam. Basically, you get all 4 meats. So you have pulled pork, you have ribs, you have chicken, and I should have brisket in there as well. Look at the ring, just barely looking. You can already see the ring around the ribs. You have these amazing loaded fries. As you know, they call this the brisket split with fries. So all that is brisket up top, topped off with barbecue as well as cheese sauce. And we'll have the side of mac and cheese and the corn casserole, as well as, thank you very much, a small order of coleslaw so we could try that out. But I can't wait. We're gonna go ahead and dig into this. Okay, so I'm gonna move. I wanted to take up a small table. I didn't want to, in case they get full while I'm here, I don't want to take up too much of their time, too much of their space here. So I know the meats look really good, but the first thing I want to try are these fries because they look absolutely phenomenal. Let's check this out. So as I mentioned before, these are their brisket fries. And like I said, you could also get them with pulled pork. But I mean, when they offer brisket, that's just one thing that I have to try and get. Now, this is looking absolutely phenomenal. Let's go ahead and try this out. All right. Oh my God. The barbecue sauce, nice and sweet, has this amazing smoky flavor. The fries are still kind of crispy. They're nice and big, huge fries that are made from whole potatoes. The cheese sauce add a little bit of saltiness to kind of counterbalance that sweetness from the barbecue. And that brisket, it's so juicy. As soon as you bite down, it just squirts like juices, meat juices all over your mouth. Oh man. I want to keep eating these, but I want to start digging into everything else. But this is phenomenal. You can see the pepper and seasonings on the fries themselves. Oh my goodness. I'll take one last bite. Okay. Now to clean my palate, I'm gonna try a piece of this Texas toast. All right, so this side of the toast, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's nice and crispy. But the other side is really soft with butter. So it just makes this bite super delicious. It has butter, it has garlic, a little bit of the crispiness on the outside, because I add a little tiny bit of char. I'm gonna open a small little container of barbecue sauce. Put it in here. It smells amazing. I feel like I should have done this sooner, but I'm gonna go ahead and try this out with a fry. See how that is? Nice. Oh my God. I'm gonna go ahead and dig in to this chicken. I'm gonna try it on its own, and then we're gonna dip into that delicious. That barbecue sauce is amazing because of the smokiness, the sweetness, the little bit of a kick because it has like a lot of pepper in it. But let's go ahead and try this out. I don't know if the video is doing it justice, but this is literally almost fall off the bone. I feel like if I shake it a lot, it's gonna start dropping pieces of meat all over the tray here. It's perfect because the seasoning is just right. It's not overwhelming like some of the things that I ate at Cecile's, but just that sweetness, that barbecue, that smokiness, the salt level's like perfect. Oh man. But enough talking, it's now time to dig into the one thing that's been catching my attention since it came out. Take a look at it. So first of all, look at the size of these ribs. I mean, this is insane. Look how big these ribs are. These are super hefty, super heavy, nice and soft. And oh man, you could look at the juices. Look at that. That is amazing. Let's go ahead and dig into this because I cannot wait. Really messy, 100%, but let's go ahead and try this out. Before I even finish biting down, the smokiness and the fragrance of this just goes right down my throat. Smell it from inside my nose, not even outside. It's weird to explain because the smell's coming from in my mouth just because of the way this is so fragrant with this. Oh man, this is amazing. Now, something I forgot to mention, which you guys already saw, I do have some homemade sweet tea here. It is extremely sweet, but even though you have the barbecue sauce that's sweet, because there's so much richness in all this food, it really kind of helps bring it down and just kind of ties everything together. We'll go ahead and try to see if I can bite one of the cartilages. That cartilage, perfect texture. It's just the right amount of crunch. It's not too hard on the teeth because it's cooked perfectly, guys. Oh my goodness gracious. I haven't tried it with the barbecue. I don't plan on it. I don't think it needs any, to be honest with you, because of how flavorful it is. I'm honestly usually pretty picky with ribs because I make some really good ribs, I promise. But this is one of the best ribs I've had in a restaurant. Alright guys, before we dig into the next proteins, I'm gonna start opening up the sides and try them out, but you guys need to check this out. I just need to make sure that you see that giant rib. This is what I ended up being like. I couldn't stop eating it. I was gonna put it down, but I was like, you know what, I gotta finish this while it's nice and warm and soft. And one thing about me with barbecue, the more smoky it is, in my opinion, the better. It's just, oh. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get an order of the coleslaw and try it out. Now this is a small order, I chose it this way, because you're only able to choose two sides. I ended up getting this one because I wanted to try it out. So here you go. I'm gonna try this out and then I'll zoom in with the camera. Check it out. Yeah, this is perfect to the bite. It's nice and traditional coleslaw. It's not in strips, it's actually chopped up real nice. So it has like really nice crunches. It's just little tiny cubes that you're biting down into rather than the long strips. The only thing that's like cut into strips a little bit is the carrots, but even then, and then it's nice and sweet. So it's just, this is amazing. Do keep in mind, the meats don't have any sweetness to them. What's really sweet is the barbecue sauce, and also the barbecue sauce that's on top of the brisket fries.
Hi guys,
but, phenomenal. All right, guys, the next thing we're gonna try is gonna be this mac and cheese right here. I gotta show you this because it looks like they use like legitimate cheese and it's drying up, so there's like a layer of like dried cheese on top, which might not look too appetizing, but I think that's actually gonna cause it to keep the heat inside of the mac and cheese. But let's go ahead and check this out. All right, guys, this is the mac and cheese. Like I said, look at that. It's an actual layer of hardened cheese on the top because it cooled down. But that is some real mac and cheese right there. Look at that. That is, oh my goodness, that is amazing. We're gonna go ahead and try a bite of this. Look at all the string cheese that's there. Oh, oh my God, it's not for anything. As you guys remember, not usually too big of a fan of mac and cheese, but this is phenomenal. This is some of the best mac and cheese I've ever had. Salt levels are perfect. It's not too bland, which is something that I personally run into mac and cheese a lot. They use, you know, your typical little cheese that they put on there, which is like a powder Velveeta, but then they also have actual cheddar cheese in there, and it just tastes phenomenal. Next thing that we're gonna try is gonna be their corn casserole. They did have a special item, but because I ordered it all separate, I figured there was no need to get it. But they actually have like a Texas toast with brisket, with a whole bunch of corn casserole that I'm about to show you. It's topped off with gravy, and it's phenomenal. You just gotta check this out. All right, guys, this is absolutely phenomenal. This is their corn casserole. Let me go ahead and just take a nice bite here. It's filled with some corn. I have a feeling it's gonna be sweet, but we're about to try and see if it is. Honestly, my expectations are, you guys know I love corn, so let's go ahead and try this out. Oh my God. Oh man, boys. Oh gosh. Guys, this is phenomenal. It literally tastes like they basically bathed. Oh man. It's like they basically bathed cornbread with corn juices and then put and mixed in like really sweet corn on the inside. Absolutely phenomenal bite. 100%. If you're a fan of corn and you're a fan of sweet corn, I would 100% recommend this. I want to eat more, but I can't. I'm starting to get full, and we still have 2 proteins that we gotta try out before we're all set. So next thing we're gonna try out, we've already tried the brisket. I'm gonna try the brisket again directly from the pan here. Get a good amount and see how it is without like the barbecue sauce, just the flavor of the brisket itself. Oh my God. The crazy thing is you can see a whole bunch of the pink from the brisket because of how smoky it is. That same feeling that I get with the ribs, I'm getting it with this when I'm trying it out. Oh man, it's really good and really smoky. Honestly, nothing needed. I haven't used the barbecue sauce again. Barbecue sauce is delicious. It's just everything's so good it doesn't need it. Now the brisket directly is actually kind of, it is actually kind of sweet, but it's delicious. Last thing we're gonna try is the pork, and we'll be all set for today. Let's try that out. All right guys, so we're gonna try the pork here. Let's see. Ooh, I mean, you could look at that. That is just so juicy. And there's a lot of like grease and juices on the bottom of the pan there because of all the meats. Same thing here. You can see some of the pink strips because of the smoke. Let's go ahead and try this out. All right, here we go. It's also slightly sweet. So I guess the brisket and the pulled pork are slightly sweet. The chicken really isn't, and neither are the ribs. I will say the pork's consistency is a lot more mushy than that of the brisket. Don't get me wrong, it's really good regardless. But when you're biting down the brisket, it feels a little bit more firm, even though it's really juicy. It feels a little bit more firm. You kind of, honestly, you kind of feel the texture. Versus the pork, it's very, very mushy when you put it in your mouth. Super full of flavor. Honestly, everything here was absolutely delicious. I mean, Southern barbecue, in my opinion, is definitely soul food. It's super good, and it's really comforting, especially when you have like, in my opinion, when you have like a hangover or something like that. I mean, this is phenomenal. Oh boy. There's a ton more food left. I'm gonna try to enjoy a little bit more before I'm done. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I've been wanting to come here for quite a while. I just haven't really had the chance. But 100% I would recommend visiting this restaurant when you're here in Orlando. I mean, remember I said this is in St. Cloud. It's a little bit south of Orlando, but 100%, this is worth the drive. The service was phenomenal. They were extremely friendly. And not only that, but you really feel like you're in someone's house. Like the way how homey the restaurant feels and looks. As soon as you come in, there's very few tables, but I mean, it's big enough to hold quite a few people. So All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy the rest of this. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. It really helps out the channel, and we're growing quite a bit. I think once we start getting closer to 2,000, I'm thinking of doing our first our first giveaway. I want it to be something decent, so I'm taking my time kind of trying to think things through. With that said, I will see you guys next Sunday, and until then, let's just keep on eating.